Hello everyone, welcome. I am Linda Israel and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up. Or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already created a user account, that way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. I see Margie, Jennifer, Julie so far speaking up in the chat. If you're just lurking, it's okay. You can do that. But if you'd like to say hello, please feel free to do so. You will be amazed at how many people will come back and say hello to you. How is everybody? I hope you had an amazing week last week. It was a holiday over the weekend. I guess it was Friday for what we call Independence Day here in the United States. And we had a nice little holiday. I hope you did as well. Thank you so much, Jennifer. She says, you're welcome. This is her favorite way to start the week. So thank you so much for being here, and I greatly appreciate the support and y'all hanging out with me. So we've got a chunky monkey of a journal that I'm working on. If you haven't been watching from the beginning, I'll give you a basic recap. It started with some stickers, and I made some black and white ephemera because I just thought that would be fun. And then someone commented, Margie, that I should go ahead and make a journal. So I have. It is a 6 inches wide by 12 inches tall with a 1.5 inch spine. I've used a lot of things that I've had in my stash. I've used things that would probably be trash to someone else and turned it into what you see so far. We've made or been working on 3 signatures. Each has 5 pieces of paper. And again, those measure approximately 6 inches by 12 inches in size. I think the cover is actually a little bit taller than 12 inches. I think technically it's closer to 12.5 inches by 6.5 inches. I forget that this paper that I used was a little bit larger. The inside cover has some pockets with some clear acetate. This is the first signature, and I've done some stamping. I've done some what I call collaging. I've done some stenciling, used washi tape, used some rubber stamped images that I fussy cut out. This is a vintage image that I had in my stash that someone had given to me. I used a paper grocery sack for one of the pages. I've used some tear-off little note-taking sheets as well. And here's some of the sticker elements that I've used, rubber stamp images. This is the second signature that we worked on, most of that last week. I think, oh yeah, here we had some bling on the edge. So we may need to go back through and add some more bling. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Julie. Here's some more of the sticker elements. And then this was out of a coloring book desk calendar. Got some sheet music in here. This is a little flip out. So it flips out over here. So you have some writing. Has a little paper clip to keep it on the page. This was also out of I think it was a journal, or like a daily planner, because the backside had a calendar on it, and I used it there. Some scrapbook cardstock. Last week, I think I ended with adding this pocket where we stamped and did some gold embossing powder. And I had some papers laid out here. One of them was a book page that had been sprayed with Tattered Angels and was turned black. And then I went around the edges and stamped in black ink. And then I stamped this on a piece of white cardstock, which is cone flowers, and fussy cut that out and then put those together. This is the back side. And then this one, I had a piece of black paper laying here on my desk, and I did white embossing. I thought it would be kind of neat to see how the white looked on the black. So I think that turned out pretty cute. Same image that was used here. I don't have any sentiments on some of the pages. Maybe that's something I'll come back and add more. This page here, I have kind of done some of the things. I had a black and white photo here, and I was trying to decide if I wanted to actually glue it down or just keep it with a paper clip, because you never know, you may want to put something else behind that. And then I found some scraps of paper, and this was just a tall skinny piece that I stamped, and I was going to put it in this pocket here. And then again, these were some scraps And I just distressed the edges, and then I just put a little bead of glue across the top and thought that would look good in here. And then I had an idea. I was sitting here playing around with scraps and things on my desk, and oh, holographic powder would be fun. And here I've got a paper punch that I've used to get this shape. And then this is my little stamp, I think it's called large label. And I thought it would look kind of neat layering those and maybe putting them on the page. I also stamped and fussy cut out a little daisy, so I didn't know if I wanted to put that on the page as well. So we're going to get started here with this one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all are so nice, so kind. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. It's been hard to work on a black and white journal as I think about Oreo, because he was a black and white dog. But I'm getting through it. I'm getting through it. Okay, so I think I want to put this up here, but I can't decide if I should move it down and then put the little daisy in the corner or something like that. What do you think? Is that something? Okay. Holograph. Pardon me, I've got my tickle in my throat. Get a drink. And it's already getting hot in here. Oh my goodness. I just turned my fan on. Let me get it. Well, I thought it had a faster, but I guess it doesn't. There, it's on. It's on! You like that flower stamp? Okay, I think it's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to layer this as I've got it laid out here. So I'm going to put the little label that I fussy cut on top of the paper punched label. I should dedicate this one to Oreo. Yeah, I could take a picture of his and put it in here as well. I thought about that. I just haven't been sitting at a computer much this past week. So I haven't really played with images of Oreo other than when I posted them on Facebook the other day. Okay, I think something like that. That'll work. I'm just going to glue this one down. Put this right here. And I think I'm going to get a hair doodad because my hair, I'm getting too hot already. I've been doing good all day. Okay. Get that up off my neck. Maybe that'll help. And I'll have my messy bun going on, right? All right, on this side, I use some tissue paper, and then I layered a piece of black paper and a couple of those little tear-off pages. Did some stenciling over here. I have put a little pocket on this side, and then I made a little journal card out of a piece of scrap that was laying here on my desk. I thought that would look good in here. I didn't put anything on this white piece of cardstock, and I know it stands out quite a bit, but maybe we could stamp around that edge. I think that's what I'll do. I've got the henna rose out, so since it's already out, it gets used. Yeah, it was a rabbit. No, that was from, you won't need that flower stamp. That rabbit was on some Tattered Angels paper that I had. And I thought it was kind of cute that it was peeking out there. You need that flower, the little daisy one. Okay, I think that would be good to put here. Yeah. Yep. Put that over here. Put that away. All right. So I just put that here, and it's the same image, but I thought it would look kind of neat to have it in both places. All right, so we are going to start the next signature. I think, though, what I want to do is I want to add some things to the inside here. So I'm going to stack these over here and move this out of the way for a moment. And I've got a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. So let's decorate the inside. A couple of times I've used washi tape. I've used some rubber stamping. I think I'm going to do a stencil. Let's see what I have here. I have the Feeding Frenzy stencil. And I have my black blending brush. So I'm just going to get a little bit. I probably should put some gloves on. $75 there. You would like for it to be a little cooler, like 50 degrees. I know the past few days it's been really overcast and it looks like any moment it could rain, but it hasn't. All it's done is keep the humidity up a little bit. I went outside last night. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so humid. All right, so I'm just kind of putting some scraps of paper here in the corners, and I think what I'm going to do is kind of line this up with the edge and then kind of stencil in the corner a little bit. See how this looks. I may have gotten it too dark in that one spot, so I'm going to try to add a little bit more. Okay. That looks pretty good, doesn't it, in that corner? And I think I'll do the bottom corner and do it in the same fashion. Just kind of adding a little bit of color there. You're over the humidity. Me too. I'm ready for it to just be dry. Oh, you have wet hair and you had to go get your hair dryer and diffuser to dry the roots because your hair was getting cold. Yeah, that can happen in your winter, huh? I usually try to let my hair air dry, but in the winter months, I will dry it with my hair dryer because I don't want to walk around with a wet head. I think that looks pretty good. And I think what I might do is do a little bit right here in the center. There. So we have a little bit going on. Put that back, put it there, take off the gloves. Well, hello, Bonnie L. How are you? I've had a pretty busy week, you know, working around the house, and I had to go through and wash all of the dog blankets because Oreo in his last few days was not very well and got sick a few times, and I was working on trying to get that all cleaned up. Okay, so I wanted to stencil before I glued anything on either side of the pages. So I've got that done. And I have a couple of images. I don't know if I'm going to use them or not, but I have this butterfly image. I have a couple of them. And I think they don't stand out very well, but what if we were to... I've got this little piece of mulberry paper. It was just a little tiny scrap that was in my scrap bin, and I thought, well, why not use this? So I'm trying to decide, do I want to tear a little piece and then just kind of layer it? I think that might be best. So looking at this, maybe kind of tear it this way, and then just kind of tearing a little bit off the edges. Now, if I were to put this right here, that would be a nice little layer, wouldn't it? And I think I'll do the same thing with this piece, is Let's see how deep I need to make it. Probably right about here. Using up one more thing that was in my stash. Got some little scrappies. I don't know. I like mulberry paper, but I forget to use it because it's so delicate. But I think something like that would be really good. You still have room to write, and you got a little something pretty on the page. I have not heard from Naomi today. You're what? What about water? What's with ice? No ice here, takes too long to make. And the water isn't drinkable, so I don't want to be tempted to put some in a glass. Got you. I have an ice maker, a little tabletop one. It's under $100, and it makes little round ice cubes. It doesn't take very long. I think once you turn it on, and we use purified water that we pour into it, not tap water, and it takes like 9 minutes to make the first batch of ice cubes, so it's really fast. That might be something. Okay. Making sure you're on the right account now, right? All right, I am going to put a little glue on the butterfly. Then I'm going to take this little piece of paper and kind of lay it in the glue just a little bit. And then I'm going to put a little bit more glue on here. And then lay this up here. There. And let's do the same thing down here. So I'll put a little glue on the back. Yeah, there's the tap water in Yukon is full of arsenic, although they say it's well within the, the recommended limits. I think that any is too much, so we don't drink our water here. We use bottled water that's been purified and have for a long time. In fact, I didn't give my dogs the water out of the sink. We always give them water out of the bottle. Yeah, your water's non-drinkable too. And that's just it. Who would have thought years ago that we would be paying for something that should be free? You know, drinkable water. All right, let's put that there. Okay, I like that with black and white, a little bit in the corners there. All right, so now on this side, whew, this one's complicated. Okay, y'all bear with me. So I saw a video where somebody else was doing flip outs, and Julie's all about the flip outs. I don't know why she thinks she has to flip out all the time, but she does. Yeah. Yeah, see? Don't want to use it to make ice. I got you. I got you. Yeah, I agree. So this is a flip out idea that flips, oops, here we go, flips up, and then this flips up again. So I've got to get it up here. And there's a pocket on this piece so that you have lots of different things here. I kind of got it somewhat laid out, but not perfectly yet. So the first thing I need to do is take off some paper clips. And I was going through my stash trying to figure out what I could use. Set this over here. Set that right there. Okay, so I've got a piece of scrapbook paper that I need to add some distressing to that measures approximately, let me get my ruler. I think it's 12 inches. I do believe it is 12 inches. Yeah, it is 12 inches, and it is 5 inches wide. And what I did was I folded over or scored a 1/2 inch across here. So see that? 1/2 inch. And then I took this piece of paper that I had and I folded it in half where the fold or the end met where I put the 1/2 inch at the top. Let me distress this and then I can show you what I mean. This is kind of thin scrapbook paper. All right, let's get this out of the way for a moment. So I have a score up here, and then I took this piece and folded it up so that it matched on top of here. And then I cut a piece of cardstock, and my thought was I would use that here on the back side, kind of get it centered, and glue this down as an additional pocket. So I'm going to make it a pocket that happens, well, I was going to do it from the bottom, but I hate it when things fall out. So I'm going to scooch it down on my page and make a pocket up here. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue this down. So I'm going to get it centered. And I'll put a little glue on here and make sure that this is pushed up all the way to the edge, and then fold that over. So when we put this on the page, we can flip this up, and then this will flip up again. Does that make sense? So I'm going to glue this by putting glue here, here, and across the bottom. That's just the Ozark Water is a water company here that is in Oklahoma that will deliver bottles of water to you. And you can get purified drinking water, you can get distilled water, you can get spring water from them. They have a variety. Depends what you like. You talking about an aerator? The bubbly thing that's in the tap? Yeah, aerator. That's supposed to aerate the water. All right, so I put it with a little bit of a gap at the top, somewhat in the middle. All right, so then I'm going to flip this up out of the way. I have a little piece that was a scrap that's kind of the same as the bunny rabbit we saw earlier. And my thought was to put it on here to make an additional little pocket. I know, this one's full of pockets. Lots and lots of pockets. And I just used the scrap that was on my desk. I basically look at it and see if it would fit. And then I may have trimmed it down just a smidge so that it would fit on top of this black. And again, the black was just a scrap that I had in my little scrap bin. In case you're wondering, this piece was 5 inches by 6 inches. And then the piece on top is roughly 4 3/4 of an inch that's on top. All right, so we got this piece that's drying. Then I had this angle piece from earlier on where I made a pocket, and I thought it might look kind of cute here to make a pocket. So I'm going to glue here, close to the edge all the way, and make this a pocket. And that will go here. And I'll leave a little bit of a border all the way around. Then this folds down and we need something on top of here. So I have, let me get all my pieces. This is another piece of cardstock which measures 6 inches by 4 1/2. But I folded it so that the back piece that's going to go on here is shorter. So the back piece is 2 3/4 of an inch, and the front piece is about 3 1/4 inches. And this is what we'll do. It'll go on here, Yes, it'll go on here, and I'm going to make it a pocket as well. So I'm going to glue here, and here, and here. I didn't make a prototype of this. I'm just using the idea that I saw. They did it differently, but I thought this would be a good way to do all these scraps. And then this piece will flip down, and it's a pocket here, so you can write in here if you want. I have a little dragonfly that I thought would look cute right there. So I'm going to put that in, glue it down. Kind of helps that I had all the pieces cut, ready to go. Can't have too many pockets. You got to have all the pockets, right? I put it across, kind of at a diagonal. Why not? And then this piece goes up, and there's another pocket. And this pocket's going to go in here, but I have this piece of black and white stripe that I want to put on top. So I'm going to glue that down. It was just, again, another scrap that I had on my desk and or in my scrap bin. I feel very accomplished in this, in that I've used so many scraps for this journal. All right, so this piece is going to go on here, and I've made little tabs on it so we could put a larger journal card if we want inside of it. And it was thin paper, so adding another layer of paper kind of thickened that up a little bit. Do some jumping jacks, right? Get warmed up, get your blood circulating. Okay, and then I have this butterfly, and I think I'll just put it right in the middle of that piece. I think it would look good right there. So I'm going to glue that down. Like so. And then I have a little scrap of paper that I folded in a trifold that you can use for writing notes or whatever. I'm just going to stick that in there. I've got, I don't even know if this is going to fit now because of the way I glued it. Oh, it did. Okay, this is a Rolodex card, and I was digging through my scraps and I saw that it was white with a little bit of gold and the back was black. So I thought, well, that would be kind of cute to just poke in here to have as a little note thing. And then I have a black tag that we can put in, and I have an ivory tag that we could put in. But I think both of these need something in them, right? And when I flip this up, I need, oh, that's where this goes. Never mind. That one goes in here. Yeah, okay. And then these little journal card pieces, I was going to put here and here. And I think what I could do is use another one of these labels. And let's do ivory. And put that right here. Kind of gives us a neat little decoration. Okay. What have y'all been working on this week? Have y'all been having some fun, doing something cool and clever? Or in Julie's case, something warm and clever? It just keeps going and going and going. Yes, it does. Lots of layers. Okay, so this is going to go here. All right, and then I did not decorate this side, so you know, I just so happened I have the little dragonfly faux postage here, so I'm going to take that and stamp it. Let's put it right here at the top. There. Clean off my stamp. Put this back. And this closes up. So we need to put something on this tag. And I have a little bit of some organza type ribbon laying here. So let's see. I don't want it to stick out too far. So I'm just going to get a little piece. If I can get it fed through the hole. Let's see, if we put it in there and then we fold this down, it'll be sticking out. So yeah, we can make it longer. That's fine. I think I'm going to do 2 links. I need my scissors. Oh, we're going to use the sewing machine. That is, if I can get the camera to work. I don't know if I have it pointed at the right spot. So we'll find out here in a moment. All right, so I need 1 and 2. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Come on, cooperate. So this is going to go in here. Now, if you don't have a sewing machine, you could use a stapler if you wanted. I am going to stitch right across here. Sewing lamb! All right, let's see if this sewing machine is ready to go. All right, is it going? I don't think it's going yet. Well, we're kind of pointed at the machine. Let's see if I can adjust this just a little bit. Yeah, we're in there. Come this way, machine. All right, so I'm just going to use a zigzag stitch and stitch across this. That way it'll stay in place. I have this tag too that I haven't put anything on. So while we're at it, I'm going to grab my ribbon and cut 2 more pieces. Poke those through this hole and stitch this one as well. Oop, if I can get it to go through the hole. Come on, go through there. There we go. Kind of line it up. Line it up. All right, there we go. I'm just going to stitch that across here. I like doing this method because it doesn't add as much bulk. If you tie a knot, that knot can create some bulk. So that's done. So that's why I like to do that. Bye, bye. All right, so I'm going to put this back together. Put this over here. Put the sewing lamb away. Go back to sleep now, little guy. Okay, so then this is going to flip down here. I was going to put it here, but I think, well, it'll fit there. And then this flips down. And we got this. So I think I should put a paper clip on here so that this doesn't flip around. See how that flips? So let's get a large paper clip. You need to go here. I've got a large paper clip. I still have this ribbon on my desk, so we're going to get a piece of that. I don't see a piece of white. Let me see if I can grab out of my little fabric stash. What do I have here? This is white. Okay, so let's do a little piece of this. Yep. I'll put this away. Put that back in here. This was a what was that? For almond bark. And Henry saved it because we did Christmas candy one year. and used a lot of almond bark. And he said, "Do you think you could use these?" And I said, "I don't know, maybe." And it's come in handy for sorting my strips of fabric. All right, I'm going to cut a couple of pieces of this ribbon. Okay, and then moving this out of the way, we go up here. On the closed end of our paper clip, I'm going to feed this through and position it so that when I fold it, come on, cooperate. It kind of gives us a nice little fluffy paper clip. All right, so I'm going to quickly stitch that just like I did the others. Okay, there we go. Put the ribbon back, like so. Okay, what did she say? Oh, y'all are talking fast and surprised. I bought a case of cardstock that is too big for your printer. We have to trim an 1/8 inch off for it to not jam the printer. Oh, well, that's annoying. I once bought a ream of paper that I guess was designed for a different kind of printing press, not a home printer. And I too had to cut off some of it in order to get it to work. So that sucks. And what else we got here? Glitter Boss. You were all eradicated. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Julie. We need a pouting emoji. Oh, it's okay. Oh, no, your attempt was not added. Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't get your question answered, or didn't get your reply posted. You got to be fast, right? Okay, so then this piece is going to go here. So now it kind of keeps it all closed. What do you think? So you take off the paper clip. This will flip down. You have writing space here. You've got a tag here and here. Oh, I haven't put anything back there yet. I have. This is just a plain envelope. I had a small envelope and I thought, well, maybe that would be handy to poke that in here. And then this piece folds up and you have a pocket here with a little journaling card. And then this piece folds up and you have all this writing space here. And then in this pocket, we have just scraps that I had. I just rounded the corners and put those in here like so. And then this folds back down. And then this goes over that. Cool, huh? Simple, right? You love the dragonfly? Yay! I'm glad you like it. Thank you, Julie. All right, so I'm going to flip this over. And on this side, I have a piece of cardstock, which I'm going to need to make it where I can use the whole width of it. So what I'm going to do, that's too narrow. This will work. So slide this over here. I'm going to take this piece and glue it to a scrap or a book page in this case, not cage. It's not a cage. It's a case. And that way I can use the full width of the pocket. So glue that down. Put my fabric scissors back in the fabric scissor drawer. Don't allow anybody to use them for anything other than that. Petting space. Yes. You gotta pet it. You gotta pet it. Give Give it a little room. All right, got some scraps of paper here. All right, so now I'm going to find my scissors. Here they are. And trim off the corners like so. Get rid of the scrappy scraps. And then I'll fold this in. Fold this over as well. Oh, you may have to take us with you, Julie. We could say, could you hear us in there? Because we could hear you. When you gotta go, you gotta go. All right, so this piece, making sure that I'm keeping this right side up, I am, is going to go here on the back side. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this into place. Keep your journals happy. Pet them every day. I did get to visit with, it's kind of funny. It's one of Henry's high school friends, and I have become friends with them too. Of course, I guess that happens when you've been married for so long and you meet, you know, your spouse's friends, that y'all can hopefully be people that get along well. And so we got to go over their house on Friday and have dinner, and that was really nice. It was nice to go and hang out with them. I've got another dragonfly here. It doesn't show up very well, but I may have, oh, what is this? What if I did that? Oh, now that looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Using that same label. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to glue this together. So it was nice to visit with them. They have a pool. So we went over there and we had hamburgers and hot dogs. And then we went outside and got in their pool. And then as it got dark, and it got dark late because it's, you know, what are we in that summer time where the sun is out longer. And around, I don't know, 9:45 or so, people in the neighborhood started shooting off their fireworks. So we got to see all kinds of pretty fireworks all around us. Okay, I like that. All right, I found a ready-made card that I added some distress inks to, and it fits in my pocket, so I wanted to put something on it. I went ahead, I had this piece of black text weight paper that I had sprayed with some gold tattered angels. Can you see the gold? And I thought that would be pretty on the front of here. And then I have one of these calendars that I want to cut off this bottom portion. So I'm going to cut that off. I forgot to do that beforehand. And then my thought was, if I put it on here, I may need to trim it just a little bit. Well, no, that doesn't look too bad with a little black border at the top of the bottom. And then maybe we can find a sentence. Does that a fly? Something just flew by. Maybe we can put journal down here. All right, let me add some distress inks to this piece. And I have the word journal. Maybe we could do that right there. So I'm going to add some distressing to the calendar piece. All right, I think I want it to go in that direction because this kind of looks like a flower to me. I don't know. What do you think? It was nice. Yeah, see, we live in the city limits of Yukon, and fireworks for individuals to shoot off are prohibited. In fact, it is a finable violation if you do so. However, we have a bunch of people that went ahead and fired off all kinds of fireworks. I've, over the years, had dogs that were afraid of really loud noises, and so we tried to help them out, expose them to loud noises. But I also have a music player that I can put in our house, and so I turned that on. Of course, Hercules is pretty much going deaf. He doesn't hear a lot of loud noises outside of our home. So I made sure that we took him out before we left and turned the radio on here, or music, so that, oopsie, he couldn't hear the fireworks. But yeah, I know I saw one dog running down the street because someone was shooting off fireworks on Thursday night. Oh, I guess I need to put my phone on silent. There we go. And then we'll put this right there in the middle. Yeah, I know. People do it too. It's just stop. Come on. Now, if you went to a city south of us called Mustang, one of my friends showed a video. It was like Armageddon. They're parked just off of the main thoroughfare, and people are just shooting off fireworks in parking lots everywhere. It's like, oh my goodness. When we were at my friend's house, it sounded like a war zone. You could hear the boom, 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 boom everywhere, all around. It was just crazy. What do you think? That looks kind of cute, doesn't it? And then this will fit in here like that. Okay. So that page is ready. And then we're going to go to the next, which is a piece of paper sack. Got a extra paper clip. Put it away. Oopsie. All right, so I'm going to score this a little better. Okay. All right, so now we've got this piece. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I have a rose. This is the large Bella Rose by Beeline Designs, and I stamped it using black paper and white embossing powder. And I just love how that turned out. And I think it would be pretty just to paste it on the page like that. So I'm going to glue it down. I'm not going to make it a tuck spot. I'm just going to glue it down. Oh, gotcha. So you got lucky this year. The people who used to set off the fireworks around you moved. All right, I'm going to glue this down here. There is a fly in here. Just saw it again. I think I want to find something to put across the top. Maybe a rubber stamp. You know, the other day, I was going to use my border stamps, but I don't know, where did those go? They're not in there. Well, you know what? I got some Beeline Design border stamps. Let's use this one. I know. There we go. I have a border. And I think that is, oh, I don't have the name of it. It's just one of her fancy stitches, like embroidery stitches. I'm going to flip this around and stamp this right up here at the top. Well, that looks pretty cute, doesn't it? Especially since we got the rose at the bottom. It kind of looks like a flower up there. I'm going to go ahead and do it on this side as well. Yeah, flies can be pesky. Oh. Yeah, it's no fun when you get scared. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to put this away. I have this little twining, I think it's called either twining flower or twining. I don't know. It was one of Beeline Designs. And I'm going to put it down here in the corner on both sides here. There. Clean off my stamp a little bit before I put it back in the carrier. Let's see if there was something else we wanted to use. Maybe a music quote. Where words fail, music speaks. Let's do that. Not on that one, though. Where is it? Here it is. Do I have it right side up? Yes. Okay, that looks good. And stamp it off. I have a little music notes, so maybe we can use that too. We've got music heals the soul. Now that's when I need this one. Got to have the appropriate size stamping block. There, okay. There we go. And then here are some music cluster. Oh, missed the boss fight. Okay, I think that looks good. Close it up so we don't make a mess. All right, so I got another page decorated. Stamps away. Block over there. Okay, so that goes there. And then, okay. Oh yeah, okay, so this one has lots of little things going on. All right, so this was a book page. So here's the book page that were spliced together. And I went ahead and glued down a piece of scrapbook paper on this side. And I glued a piece of scrapbook paper here that actually kind of wraps around. And I have another piece of scrapbook paper there. Then I was going through my stash. Do you see what I have? I found these little envelope things that say number, name, remarks, that are little sleeves that you're supposed to put things in. Well, in my opinion, it's upside down, and that may be why they were sold or given away. I turned it over, and then I've got a little piece of paper that I thought would be a cute pocket, and then I haven't glued it together yet. I've just got some paper here that I thought would be a cute little card to put in the pocket, but I think I need something else here. So I'm going to stamp. I know we've got this really busy card back here, but I think we could use the, what was it? That vine stamp that I had the other day. So I'm going to lay that out. The stamp is here. I'm going to put some gloves on because last time I got ink all over my fingers and I kept smudging things. So put some gloves on so I don't get ink all over my fingers. I thought you might like that, Margie. Okay, so I'm going to pull off the lid. Oop, there we go. And then we're going to ink this up. Actually, I'm going to stand up. So I'm going to ink it and stand up. I may stand up now while I'm inking it. Everybody stand up and stretch just for 10 seconds. You don't have to be up for very long. If you can't stand up, raise your arms up over your head and out to your side. Okay, let's see. Yep, let's go this way. Looks like it would cover most of it. So line that up, and then I'm going to press. It's a big stamp, so it has... Oh, that's okay. I don't need all of that, but that's okay. Okay. So, let's put this back in here. Sit back down now. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Charlene, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, take my gloves off. Take my gloves off. Okay, there. Set this over here out of the way. Okay, so we have a little piece of paper that I'm going to put right here. And I didn't stamp anything on here. I'm kind of thinking, should we put a little image on the front? Maybe we should just stamp something. I'm going to go ahead and glue the black on here, and then we'll dig out of my stamps and see what we can find that would look good in the middle of that white card. Hello and welcome, Charlene. You did one arm, that's all you're doing? Okay, where is the other arm touching Cuppy? Because that's the only way. Oh dear. Alright, so I have this little bird I could put on there, which would kind of go with the cat that's going to go here. So I think that's what we're going to do. Butt clenches. Alright, so let's get the little bird. Put that on a block. And then we'll stamp it in the middle and then glue it together. Make sure I'm kind of going in the middle. Okay. Clean off the stamp. Put the stamp back where it belongs. There we go. Put that away. Over there. Get comfy in my chair. All right, I think I'm going to put that on there. And then we'll put our pocket on our page. Okay. You did leg circles since I had... Oh, there you go. That's a good idea, Donna. Thank you for sharing that. Well, that's just it. You know, even if we sit all day and we aren't full of stamina to be able to stand, you can... You can, take your arms up, take them out, come in to the inside, do some arm up and down, find something, like a bottle of glue and do some arm curls. You don't have to do a lot. You just need to do something, because the more you move your muscles, the better your life can be. They're saying, I was watching a gal that was telling information about dementia, Alzheimer's, and there's that she says that she feels it's almost like a different type of diabetes because that part of your brain, the oh, you know which one I'm talking about, right? Hippocampus. There it is, hippocampus, which is your memory. That your memory has to have fuel. And if you have too much sugar, then the sugar diminishes your hippocampus, and then you start having memory issues. So stay away from the sugar and move your muscles. She said the more you move your muscles, it burns that up, and so you don't end up having deposits of sugar that can get to your brain. All right, I think I can glue this without adding tabs. That's why I was checking the fit. Birdie for the kitty to eat. Exactly. That's why I put it there. My friend that is Henry's friend, high school friend, but I call her my friend too. She put a bird feeder up right outside a window where her cat likes to sit. And it's a wide window sill, so when she closes the curtains, the cat can still get up there. And he loves it. He'll stand there watching the birds come in. It's just hilarious. All right, so I'm going to put that right here, and then this will go in the pocket. I should have glued this on before I glued the little pocket on, but hey, that's what it is. Okay, there we go. So now this piece, I have some paper clips holding things together on the inside. Okay, this is going to go on here. And what is your feelings about, do you always put pocket items at the very bottom of your page, or do you like to put them in the center? I think I may put this one up higher, like that. Okay. So I'm going to glue this piece down. Okay. Put that kind of in the middle. There we go. And then this card, I didn't put anything on it, so it can be decorated later. Maybe we could add, oh, I know what we could do. We could add a picture of Oreo. Which is funny because at our shop, we had some feral kittens that would hang around, and he would be like, okay, whatever. He didn't chase them or anything like that. And the cats, you know, pretty much knew that he wasn't going to chase them, so they didn't worry about it. All right, so this side, I haven't completely planned, okay? I have a coloring book page, and I was trying to decide if what I should do is cut it to be 6 inches wide and then put some black paper or washi tape. I could do washi tape at the top and the bottom. And then I have this pocket that I've made, and then we could put a card in the pocket. I think that's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to cut this to be 6 inches, maybe a little bit shy of 6 inches, so it doesn't bind up in the spine. Save this. Who knows? We may use it somewhere else. I'm going to turn it this way. And then if I put this here, and we had washi tape at the top and the bottom. Distress inks on it or not? What do you think? Washi tape, where did you go? I've got this one that says with love. So I'm going to put that one on here. Where is my glue stick? There. Put a little glue stick. And I need some scissors. And we're going to go from this corner to this corner, I think. Trying to line it up as best I can. Go across the page. Don't pull it tight. There we go. There. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. It may be narrower than what I needed. So, but we'll see in just a moment. Let's see what happens. Put that one at the bottom. Like so. Okay. Where's my little wad of, there it is. Blue. Hey, Glitter, welcome. Hello. All right, let's see how this looks. I think it's okay with a little bit of a gap between the coloring book page. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down. Margie won some junk box. Junkie Joe was being stingy. I haven't decided what my next project is going to be yet. I'm still going through things. I've got a whole pile of stuff. And maybe what I'll do is, would y'all like a session of me sorting things, preparing to go on a kind of like a retreat? I talked about last week. Oh, and I forgot to send that to you, Jennifer. I forgot. I got to send Jennifer the information. So if she wants to go or not. It's in September that I'm going to be going on a somewhat smallish retreat with a friend of mine. And I want to get things ready to take with me. All right, so this again, I did the corner rows on black cardstock with white embossing powder. And then I just cut, actually I had it already cut on my desk. It had a punch butterfly on the corner. And I was like, wait, I think there's enough to make a pocket out of this. So that's what I did. So I've got this little piece here. Okay, I thought I told my... Why did you not do what I told you to do? There we go. Okay. So let's put this right here, and then I'll put that down here. And then we need to find a card to go inside, right? So I'm just going to take this and kind of put it on here. I may need a little bit more glue up there. There we go. Making sure I didn't get glue beyond my pocket, so it would glue my pocket shut. So now I'm going to glue on here and there and make this a pocket. Okay. And then if you want, you can color this piece. If you wanted to add your favorite color to this journal, you could do that, right? All right, let's see. Did I miss something? A cat journal, Margie says. It must be part cat if it doesn't do what you tell it to do. Just saying. Oh my goodness. But I don't have any cats. All right, let's see. We want a card to go in here. I thought I saw... I don't know if I want to use the ivory, but I could use a card to go in here. Oh, wait. I should measure this, huh? Let's see how big my pocket is. So my pocket, I can make a 5x7 card if I want, or 5x8, 5x9, whatever. 5 by something. So let me grab, I'm looking in my little stash of papers. Like this corner is bent up, you know, it's not a perfect page. All right, so I think I'm going to cut this at 5 inches. And then, let's see. I have a little scrap. I could have made that a folded card. If we were to put this in here. Wait, why aren't you? Yeah, there it goes. Feed that in. I have a little piece of this black and white I could put on the top portion. I could make it smaller and put it up there. What else do I have just laying around? I used all my little pieces. I've got this little gal that I want to use somewhere, maybe. Let's see what we got. I see dragonflies. Let me look. What do I have that can be used? What could I put on there? I could just fold that in half. And not necessarily put anything on there. So if I did that, that kind of gives it a nice little standout, doesn't it? Okay. I am going to go ahead and add some distress inks to the pieces, though. You love that cat stamp? Well, thank you. That was one of my first stamps that I added to my shop when I started making my own rubber stamps. Yes, Cats for National Catch Day, which happens to be every day according to Cuppy Case. I don't know how that's possible. I don't have any little golden book journals, Jennifer, and I don't care to work with one. I'll be honest. I know people love those little golden books, but I never saw the appeal to do them myself. Because it's not my cup of tea, so to speak. I mean, we all have what we like, what we enjoy. And I just couldn't be my authentic self if I made a golden journal, golden book journal. Oh dear. All right, I think I'm just going to glue this down. Get some glue here. All right, so what else you got that I can shoot you down on? I don't really do kids stuff. I don't have any golden books. I've never had the desire to buy any. Aw, Chunky Joe, he doesn't have any thought process, okay? He's a computer. Okay, I think that looks really good. I got this out thinking I might use it, but I think it looks good just the way it is. All right, so for this side, I found a scrap of paper. Again, it was some cardstock. And I found this piece of cardstock. It's got a little smushy on it, but I think I can get away with not using a gusset over here. And maybe what I should do with this one is do a little light stenciling. I'm going to go ahead and glue the pocket down. Oh, I forgot this part. Another one of these black pieces of paper, white embossing powder on a rubber stamp. Australian theme. You're just really making me work on this, aren't you? I think I had... No, I sent it to you, an Australian map. I think I sent that to you that I got years ago. Meow, Fifi. Cat says meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Alright, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue this one down. What is this for? I don't know. We'll just stick it in there. Oh my goodness. What time is it? Oh, it's already 5 o'clock. Well, I think we're doing pretty good. So this one I'm going to put right down here, like so. Alright, and then I think we'll stencil on this one a little bit. Not a whole lot. Oh, here we go. Come here. Oopsie, we're stuck together. This was from the Bella Rose. I think it was Bella Rose. Garden Tea Party? Oh, I don't remember which one it was. It was in one of my subscription box. I think now if you do Rose on my website, you'll find that stencil. I am not going to load up my... let's see what happens if I just kind of do a light... Yeah, just really light, real subtle. It doesn't look like there's anything going on, but if you raise it up, there is. Okay. The big reveal. Doo-doo! I think that looks pretty good. It's real subtle. All right. Put that over here. I got to clean my hands off. I feel like I need to get my other bottle of hand sanitizer. I think this one's empty. All right. Distress the edges. And what else? Maybe around the corners. That'll give it a nice look. Leave? What? Leave the spot. What are you talking about? Spiders and snakes? A red and black journal? Oh, gotcha. If I did Australia, I'd have to leave out all of the things that would be icky, right? A red and black journal. Now, can it have... It's red, black... Can it have white, or what I call neutral colors? The white, the gray, the ivory, the craft brown colors. Can it have those in it, or can it only be strictly red and black? This is important. I need to know these things. Junkie Joe doesn't know how to be friends. He's just rude like that. He doesn't know how to be a human. He's incapable. Okay. So this, I was going to put in there. I think that looks kind of good. It gives it a different look, right? And then on the back here. Oh, is that what this was for, maybe? I think it was. Okay, so what I haven't done is shown you how I did the embossing. So let's do that now. And maybe what we'll do is find a card so that I can put her, or I can put her on here. All right, I think I'm going to do some white embossing on this piece. So I'm going to get out of... And let's use... Do I want to... Oh, well, I already have it out. So that's the Henna Rose. And I've got my white embossing powder. And I've got an ink pad. So I'm going to turn it this way. Let me see how this is going to work. So do I want to... I'll kind of stamp it. It's not easy to see where you've stamped it sometimes. So here's what I'm going to do. which takes a little longer, but it's just better so I know where I'm stamping. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp on this side. Let's do it this way. Yeah, right about there. So it kind of alternates around. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and emboss that. And we'll take a look at it. Maybe we only need to do the one side, and I can put our little lady cut out on top of that. White and soft colors. Will you do my project for me too? Could have white, ivory, or craft paper also. Strictly red and black would be too dark. Yes, probably. Oh, Margie, that's terrible. White and soft colors. So when you say soft colors, you're saying more pastel color, right? Make sure I understood, Glitter. Jackie Joe is being mean. It's gotten crabby. A sewing journal and include different machine stitches and hand stitching. Oh, that would be kind of a good idea. I kind of like that. Okay, so I've got 3 ideas that I don't know which one I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to go through them. I am going to write down on a piece of paper. Give me a second to finish this. Okay. Put this over here. Close that up for a moment. I forgot to put the powder back in. Let's see if it's stuck to the page. Okay. I need a piece of paper. I've got all this paper everywhere, but it's not going to be the paper that I really want to use. There's a pen. All right, so we have red and black. We had sewing. And we had white and soft colors. So I would say pastel. All right, so I've got 3 ideas to look at to see what I have. Surprises are your favorite. You're a deep real red, pink, and avocado green glitter. Oh, wow. Oh, well, we're so glad to have you here. I didn't see Julie's suggestion. I have constructed a couple of brown paperback journals and will. Oh, cool. Okay, let's go up. I'm scrolling. I constructed Jennifer, Julie. Oh my gosh. Come on, computer. Quit moving so I can see. Bonnie. Jennifer, I agree. I don't see it, Julie. What did you say? What was yours? I got glitter, soft and white. Okay, you're just going to have to say, oh, sunflowers. Sunflowers. I got it, Julie. I got it. Oh, my goodness. Right. Oh, Australia. Okay, gotcha. That's what I missed. Okay. All right, so I was going to put this on here and maybe put her right there. I think that would be kind of pretty. Yep. We're going to do it. Australia. See, that was going to take me more time to put together. And then I had sunflowers. I had one that I did a while back. Oh, here it is. We have all the time in the world, right? This is a sunflower one I did a while back. I had some pages that I had already printed, and I added little embellishments to them, and I had made a few. I call them a Franken page. It's a collaged paper page. It's basically, I had all these scraps of papers, and I adhered them all together and stitched around them. It's a cute kit. It's one of Sunny, is it Sunny Days? Sunflower, it's a sunflower kit by Calico Collage. This is some of my stenciling. I'll have to think of what I want to use. Oh yeah, and this goes over the page. So that was made in 21. Thank you. Sunflowers. Okay, we got it. We got it. All right, put this back up here. And I think what we'll do is let's add a little bit of distress ink, or no. Let's just put her on here. So I'm going to take this, and I want her to be on here from here down. So I need to put glue on there. And then put this right there. And then we can glue this piece on our page as a pocket. And then we need a card. And I know I have a piece of white cardstock over here that we could cut. I'll put that right here. Like so. Aw. Let's see. Sunflowers, and maybe bees. Bees would be good. Making me want to paper craft, but the time this time is done, that will be gone. Aw. Oh, you have a church notebook that you made a bee theme. That's cute, I bet. Cool, cool, cool. Sewing pattern packets with the ladies on the front. Yes, exactly. Those would be cute. Okay, so we need a card to go in here. Well, I know I have this size. It may need to be trimmed. I don't know if I want the ivory, but I think I want to trim this one down just a little bit so it's not as wide. It currently is 5 inches wide, so I'm going to take it to 4.5 inches, and I think it's 6 inches tall. All right, then that fits in there pretty good. I have a piece of white paper here. I'm going to make a narrow, let's do 4, did we do 4.5 this time? I'll do the same width, maybe a smidge, just a smidge wider. Because, if I did that right, I guess I didn't. That'll go down in, and then this can go in on top. So we have layers. I know, it's too much white though. So I think with these, let's distress them and then maybe add a little border to the tops. Naomi, hello lady. We were thinking about you. I hope you are well. Hope you're feeling good today. You got to sleep in today. Yay! It's always wonderful when you get to sleep in, right? I didn't sleep in today. I laid there for a little while and I thought, I have got to get up. Partly because my hip was hurting and I was tired of laying there and I needed to go to the bathroom. And I went in the bathroom. I was trying to be real quiet. And I guess Henry got up after I did. And he said, you were in the bathroom a long time. Well, I had changed clothes. I went to the bathroom. And I was also piddling on my phone. Okay, so we got this. We used her. Let me look at some stamps that I may want to use. No. I could use maybe like this Queen Anne's lace or the daffodil or dandelions. I'm looking to see what else I have here. I don't know if I want to use those. See, if I show them to you, then I have to use them. Oh, maybe this one will be good. The little, what is that? Little ladies. Okay. If I were to take these and stamp them up here. That's what I was thinking. Piddled? Goofed off? It's an old phrase, that's for sure. Okay, do I want to put it? I kind of feel like what I want to do is make a tab. So I'm looking for a little piece of paper. That barely fits. Let's see if it does. See if I can get it on there. Oh, I did. I did it. I did it. All right. So I'm going to take this and fussy cut it out real fast. You weren't going to say it? That's what she said. Yes, it is what I said. You are correct. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm fussy cutting it. Like so. There. Put that in there, that over there. Now, I think we need a piece of black cardstock. I don't think that's big enough. No. Dig down deep. This one might be big enough. Yeah, let's do that. So what I'm going to do is cut this piece just a little bit wider. And I think a little bit shorter than what this is right now. Okay, stay in there. Yeah, that'll work. All right, stay. It may have gotten a little crooked, but that's okay. And we need some distressings. Okay, and we need the corner rounder for the top. So I'm just going to corner round those. That one didn't get straight. There we go. hate the cussy futting. I understand some people don't like doing it. I try not to do a lot of it whenever I'm making things. And I find that sometimes if I can take the time to sit down and in this case stamp a bunch of images, and I'll set them aside, and then when I have time I'll grab a pair of scissors while I'm watching TV and fussy cut them out a little at a time. It works out a lot better for me anyway. All right, let's put that back on there. And my thought was to put this at the top here. And then when we put this in here, that would be sticking out the top. And then this one will go down here, like that. Kind of give us a nice little layered effect. So, I'm going to glue that on the top of this card. Making sure I got this. Yeah, that looks like the right side. Let's go right here. I probably should have round those corners, but you know, oopsie. Okay, so that one's in there now. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a different stamp. Oh, that's not where this goes. Down here. Okay. Scrap of paper. I need a block. There we go. Get this. And I think I just want to stamp it on this side, I think, kind of coming off the page. So it doesn't take up a lot of the journaling space. I am going to do this a couple times. Put this on here. Now this can go. Oh, I touched it. Dang it. All right, not going to worry about it. Yeah, see, I thought that might give us a nice, neat effect behind her. Oh, back in there. All right, so we did that spread. We're on to the next. Oh, good. This one's almost done. Okay, 5:25. All right, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. All right. I have another scrapbook paper folded in half. And we haven't done washi tape in a while. I don't know if I have enough. So I'm going to try to add washi tape to the top and the bottom first and see if I have enough to do the sides. So I'm just going to add some glue stick, and then I've got this pretty little washi tape. You know, it's hard to measure out on the roll how much washi tape you have. Okay. Cut that. Flip this around. I think I have enough to do this again. Okay. Right to the edge. I've used quite a bit of it. I can't quite tell if there's enough on there. That's one. I may have enough. I'm going to try. Especially since I've already unwound some. Put some glue, stick down. Stay over there. Okay. Kind of line that up with the edge. Yeah, I'm right on the edge. I was trying to make sure I wasn't over the edge, okay? All right, we're going to cross your fingers. We're going to get there. Last side. Hope I have enough washi tape. Oh, 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 I think we got lucky. Very, very lucky. There we go. There's a little bit left. So we may find a way to use that. We'll see, we'll see. Hi, Sheila. You forgot again, Miss Sheila. Aw. Well, but you finally remembered. You showed up while we were still here. Ah, thank you so much. Julie's back. Yep, you need to get to washing your hands in Dawn dish soap. Ah, dear. I don't know if I can make any custom stamps. I'll have to check with Henry because I know our laser the last time we used it was not cooperating. So it depends. That's how I'm going to answer your question. Depends how big it is and what you need. I may be able to. I may not be able to. Okay, where's my foam folder? There it is. Okay, just simple, you know, adding a little bit of decoration around the edges. All right. I have another little pocket. This was the Bloom rubber stamp by Beeline Design, and I just stamped it and fussy cut it out and added little tabs so we could put it on the page. And I think I'm going to stick it in the middle of the page like that. And I'll find a flower that we can put on the front of that card. How's that sound? Have to start sending notices to your friends on Mondays. Oh dear. Okay, that looks good there. I'm going to put this away and see if I can find the stamp I want to use today. You need to go there and cooperate. There we go. Stamps, stamps, stamps. I know I have a stamp that I want to use. I just have to find it. And of course, I didn't put it back where it was supposed to go, apparently. I wonder if it's up here. Not there, not there, not there, not there, not there. I'm going to give up in a moment and use something else. Not there. Aha! Found it! See, it's because I threatened. It was the last place I looked. I hope y'all know the joke in that. You'll find it the last place you look. All right. So, black on white? I think so. Find a scrap. And a scrub. Well, that's really thick. I don't want that. Seriously? Cooperate. I found some little bitty scraps. That's good enough. Yeah, we can stamp on that. Almost had my drawer get stuck. Don't be sticking on me. What is it? I'm stuck on Band-Aids because Band-Aids stick on me. Alright, I'm just going to stamp this here. Ooh, I like that. I think I'm going to stamp an extra one. And that way it'll be on my desk for next time. Clean off the stamp. Put the stamp back. Now, I'm going to quickly now, fussy cut this out. I have been putting my stamps on these cling sheets, and those that were already cling stamps, and it sure makes it handy. Now, I have been working on making indexes. So what I do is I stamp the images on a piece of cardstock and then take that to my computer, and I will scan it in and then print it in reverse so that I can do a two-sided page that I will then laminate. I have a laminator, and so I'll laminate two pieces of cardstock back to back, and then that's how I store a lot of my stamps. Okay, got this one. We need some black. Maybe make that a black square in the middle. You saw the fly again? Oh, call me glitter. Okay. I'll need your do I have your email address? Call me glitter. Coupon code. And this is 7725. On July 7th, 2011, that's when we got Oreo. All right, this is going to need to be, what is this measurement? This is 4 by 4. So we can do 3, maybe 3.5. Let's try that. Let's see if we like that. Oh, you were being silly? Okay, well, did you want me to give you back your points? Did you want a coupon code? Oh, gotcha. Well, you apparently did have enough. Let's see. Currency. I gotta go up. Oh, here. Call me. Search. Well, you did have. I'll fix it though. Okay. 2. There you go. You have him back now. Yes. I thought I sent it. Okay. Sorry. I thought I sent it. But apparently I did not. I apologize. You did have some. I gave them back. Okay, let's cut this. Around and round we go. Where we stop is on the last corner. I know it covers up most of the gold on the page. I think I want to do something or make this smaller. Make it smaller. Another thing I could do is make it like that. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. I'm just making stuff up. Okay, I got an idea. I'm going to make a little tuck spot here, and then we'll find a little tag to put in there. How's that? Let's add some distress inks to this piece, and then I'm going to glue it together. You were just picking on Junkie Joe. Well, you better watch out. There are consequences. You do have free speech, but there are consequences. Oh, dear. All right, I'm going to fold this a little bit straighter. And then I'm going to glue this piece down. And then we'll glue the edges. And we will have a little corner tuck journal card. How's that? Doesn't take long to build up points, that's for sure. Yeah, if you remember when it was, I can see if you used your coupon code back then. Send me a message. All right. I need something to go in the little pocket. And earlier I saw like this little piece of paper, although that's too small. Ah, this one will work. You could put that in there. All right. I'm going to cut the corners. I made a little template. Let's see, I want here. So if you don't have a tag punch, take an old gift card or credit card that you don't use and cut off the corners, and then you can use that as a template to cut your corners so they look consistent. Put that in there, but I think I'm going to stamp on this piece right on the top. I'm going to do the henna rose. Since we have the rose there, this will be a little bit different rose pattern. And I'll make it come down just a smidge. There. And then this will go in here. Like that. And then on the back side, I have a piece of black and white paper that I have made into a pocket. So I'm going to glue that down. And then let's find something to put on the center front of this. Did I use it already? It's not there. Well, I had a butterfly. Did I use it already? Not there. Ah, I did. Okay. I was trying to think. I knew I had these butterflies, but I had used them already. So, I think what I want to do is find something to go on there. And I've got a couple of little cards that I can put in there. So if I used the butterfly earlier, what other image do I have You know, this treble clef stamped on black and done with white embossing powder might look good. I have a carnation. I could do that one. I could do this butterfly. What now? I can't see. Yeah, shipping to Australia is really expensive. I'm kind of leaning towards the treble clef stamped on a piece of black paper. So for example, if I did it on this piece, I could do it in the center or over to one side. So if I did it here, then that would give us a nice border, and we could make this another little tuck spot. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I need an acrylic block. One more. All right, this is going to be stamped here. And then we're going to sprinkle some powder on top. I think that white embossing powder just looks so elegant and sharp. I got a little smudgy. Okay, got rid of that. That here. This back in there. Put this away for another day. Clean my stamp off. And put it back. All right. Let's do this. Getting laundry now, only 42 minutes late. Well, that happens. I did a little bit of laundry today. Okay, I'm heating it up. Got it. Gotta cool it off. So my thought was just to put it right here. Maybe I'll round the corners of that piece. Round and round we go. Okay. And I'm going to glue this down. Like so. What'd you say? You fill a Ziploc bag filled with water and put a penny to keep flies. Oh! I've heard that before. Does it really work? All right, let's put this away. And I think I changed my mind. I'm going to stamp a little daisy, sketched daisy on this card. There. And we need a little card for in here. Do I do one? Oopsie. My glue hasn't set yet. I don't know if I want that size of a card behind there. In white on white, I don't think that looks right. I made a rhyme. I was a poet and didn't know it. Maybe I'll find something new to use. Okay, I got another idea. I'm going to take one of these journal cards and fold it in half. And then I'm going to cut it in half because it is currently 5 inches. So if I make it 2.5 inches, I'll get 2 out of it. Let's add some distress inks and we'll have an ivory piece that we can use. And maybe stamp another flower on this piece. So if we put that in here, I could stamp a butterfly right there. Not that butterfly, but I could. I've got a bee. Let's do the bee. We did the bee earlier in another spot. So I'm going to take this piece and stamp a little bee in this corner. Cute! Now this can be sticking out. Let's be punny. Oh, Sheila. All right, so this. I'm good at math if you use a calculator. Yeah. My friend set up a food buffet and let his patio doors open and had 0 flies on the food and in the house with the Ziploc bags hanging in each door. Cool. I'll have to do that. Ziploc bag full of water with a penny. Okay, let's put this away. We have one more set of pages to put together. And I've actually done part of the work already. So this will go pretty quick, I think. So I have here a piece of black text weight paper. And my thought was I would put down this pocket and then this pocket a little bit lower so that we have a deeper pocket here and then we have a shallower pocket here. I think since there's not really any text down at the bottom, I'm going to pull this to the bottom so we can still see this upper place. I don't know if I should go ahead and cut this paper to be shorter or leave it taller. What are your thoughts? I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I can cut that if we so choose to do so. So first, I'm going to glue this piece down. And then tell me, should I cut the black piece or leave it the height that it is? Okay, so I don't want to go up too far. Okay, put that on here like so. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for your donation. Give me more sparkles. Well, I could do another one. My best friend and I used to get together, and we loved the Muppets, and so we would sing the Muppet song. Do 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 manamana. Do 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 manamana. Do 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 manamana. So now that'll be in your head. Oh, he's a bully. Yeah, he is. He's terrible. I may have to fire him. Okay, leave it. All right, I'll leave it. I got 2 votes for leave it. You have to act fast. All right, I'm going to glue this black piece all the way down. I was considering making a pocket. Why is my arm going weird? But I really want this page to have a little bit more stability, because right now that page just kind of gives behind it because of the stuff that's already glued there. So that's why I'm going to glue it all the way down. Aw, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your time, your wonderful comments in the video. I hope I've shared some easy, fun ideas where you can take your papers and your supplies and make your version of your own style of journal. And that you like the fellowship, hanging out with everybody today. This is another Beeline Design stamp. I think it was called Narcissus. I thought that would be pretty. I'm trying to decide if I want to put it there. I'm going to put it here. And then I've got this card that can go in there. But I haven't decided what to put on the top. And I know we use a lot of the same things. I do have some more of that washi tape left. There may be just enough. Let's test it. Oh yeah, I think so. So let's get, I'm going to do it on this edge so it's closer to me. Put a little glue stick down. All right. No, you did it. What did I do? Oh, look, look, there's the end. I had exactly enough to go on here. Wow. Talking about using it up. There it is. You could take the time to unwrap this maybe, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to cut off the excess. And then this can go here. I thought it would be kind of neat because it has a little bit of a border behind the black. I do not have any black tape, but I think that looks good there. And there's room that if somebody wanted, I think I can get away with not doing so. All right, so now I'm going to flip this over. Oh, yeah. So here I had put on a piece of scrapbook paper, but it doesn't go all the way down because I wanted this pocket to be somewhat shallow and I wanted some of this pretty paper to show up. So when I did that, it gave us a nice little top and bottom. And then this is just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. And I got a piece of scrapbook paper that I've cut to size. Now, I don't have anything here, and I'm thinking maybe, so when you pull it out, this should be black or something like black. So maybe we should get a piece of black. Let me see if I've got a long strip. Oh, here we go. So if I put a little strip of the black, now I could move it over so that you see a little bit of the white, or I can just do a strip just enough to cover up the white. I'm kind of thinking of leaving just a smidge on here. So I'm going to cut a strip of this. Let's make it just in case we want more. I'd rather have too much than not enough. So it's about a 1 1/4 inch, maybe, strip of 8.5 by 11. All right, so if I put this here with just a smidge showing, and then put this over here like that, and that gives us a very elegant looking card. Who ran away? Max Headroom. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Was I? Uh-oh. Did something happen? You can see here? Okay. Refresh. Can you see me? I don't see an issue on my end, so let me know if you're still there. You see me. Okay. Everybody sees me. I thought, what in the world? What happened? I thought maybe my computer locked up, but everything is working that I can see. So I was like, whoa. We are back. Okay. Might have been a YouTube thing. All right. It was a quick thing. Okay, good. I bleeped for a second. Somebody didn't like my Muppet song. Do 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 phenomena. Do 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 phenomena. All right, so I cut a strip of black, and I'm going to put this piece of scrapbook paper on the other side. There we go. I am going to sew the signatures in at a later because I just want to show y'all the somewhat finished journal now. And I'll just take time later to sew it together. All right, well, I'm going to lay this right here for now. All right, so let's go back at this signature that we just worked on today, and we'll look through it really fast so we can get off here. So the front here has a flip down, has pockets with items in the pockets. Then this flips up and reveals a pocket down here that you can put things in. And then here is a pocket that has a tag. And then when you flip this up, you have additional writing space where we stamped on there. And then over here. And then this is an altar paper clip I made using some white fabric and some black ribbon. And I'm just going to clip that closed so it doesn't flap around. And then this flips over. I did some stenciling, and then I had a piece of mulberry paper that I used for the background and then put the butterfly on top. Over here I stamped at the top, and then I had a embossed stamped on black with white. And over here we did some stamping. And then this one was a pocket piece that I covered up part of the printing, and I stamped the background with a little stamp and then put a little birdie on the card. Used a cat image. I know Margie is happy that I used a cat image. All right, and then go over here. And this was a coloring book page that I glued into the book, and then rubber stamped again with white embossing powder on black paper. And then this was just a card that I had, and I added some black and white check paper at the top. And it works out pretty good that we have the flowers over here and this says bloom. And then we have a little journal card in the pocket. And then in that pocket we have a little tag. And then the back side is blank so they can be written upon. And then flip this over. Put washi tape on here. And this page is the layered pocket page. If you want, you could make this top page a pocket and have another journal card, but for mine, I did it so that this page would be a little bit more secure and sturdy. This is one of the collage elements that I made during the live stream where I had the stickers. So this is one of the stickers, and here's another. I love this bird image. It's so pretty. And that goes right here. Wait, this one? Yeah, okay. I can't remember which one it was. And then over here, I have another little pocket that I made and used that same stamp from earlier. And I stamped this little dog rose stamp on here. And then I had a journal envelope that I stamped some flowers on. So that can go in here. And I added Be Fearless. And then I made a little tag to go there. So we got some little layers going on. And then this is the card that goes in this pocket. We could add some more embellishments, but I think that's a pretty look. And I like that this paper lines up just so happen with the washi tape. So it looks like it was planned, right? Oh my goodness. Margie says, if I see a cougar in the woods, just know my last words were, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, so over here, I made this pocket with the stripes, added the black where I did white embossing on top, and then I made a little card and put a bee in the corner. And then I had a scrap, so I just turned that into a journal card, and then I had another scrap that I stamped a flower on. On this side, I have scrapbook paper here, scrapbook scrap. This is again white embossing powder on black paper. And then this I did some stenciling just to have a pretty little card to stick in there. And then when you flip this over, I did white embossing powder on black again. And then over here I made this little trio and this little card that I smudged. So annoying. But it's okay. So that goes in there. And this was a fussy cut image that Beverly had given to me. And so I thought, well, I want to use that. Did some stamping here and here. Stamping on this side. There's some more of the stenciling. And I got it! Sorry, y'all. I got the fly. He is no longer living. Okay. Sorry if you are queasy-hearted. All right, stenciling, stamped, and then over here I had a card that I made, and you could add papers to this and make that a small journal if you want. Just because I didn't doesn't mean you couldn't. And then stamping again over here, and then that's the back. And once I have this bound in this cover, it'll have a nice, thick, fluffy feel to it. I'll go ahead and tie this off. Yeah, that'll look good. I need to stamp, so I got a little piece of cardstock here, this journal made by, and go ahead and sign it, and then I can glue it in the back, right? I need to wash my hands! Wash my hands. I touched that vermin. All right. I got some hand sanitizer. All right. Well, that went downhill. All right, let's sign this. And we're going to say 7/7/2025. And I'll just cut this and I'll glue it in the back of my journal. There. Well, did you like today? I hope you did. It's already landed on everything, Julie. Oh, dear. All right, I think I'm going to put that right here in the corner, like that. You're running out of time. Okay. Well, yeah, he was checking it out, wasn't he? Oh, my goodness. But I got him. He is no longer with us. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to pick a winner of some junk bucks. What y'all think of today? Did you like it? Did you have fun? Oh, make sure I'll give you another chance. Raffle! Exclamation point raffle. I hope you enjoyed this. I've got a list. I'm going to look at, see what I have. And it could be possible that I might do a red and black journal, kind of like we did with the white and black. A sewing journal. And another idea was a white and soft colors, more pastel colors. And I just saw a package of pastel papers that I had on my shelf. Julie said Australia, but then she said sunflower. So those are some that I'm going to contemplate and see what I have. Thank you so much, Margie. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. There lies Louie in his custom soft-cutting coffin, buried 6 inches deep in the cylindrical vessel, final resting place, east corner of the dump. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Glitter. I love you too. Yeah, at least I didn't smush the fly in the journal. You struggle with white paper. I think white would be amazing, to be honest, because you struggle with white paper. Okay, gotcha. And that may be what I do is do a white and mostly pastel colors. I'll kind of look around. Oh, are these too? No, these are too bright. I'll look to see. I may have, some more stickers somewhere that'll kind of inspire it. I don't know yet. We'll look. Okay, Jennifer, well, I'll let you know as soon as I make a decision. All right, let's pick a winner. The winner is Bonnie. All right, Bonnie, go to currency. Type Bonnie. I've got to go get a coupon to you, Bonnie. All right, Bonnie. I don't know which one is yours. I think that one's yours. Edit and make that 8. All right, there you go. Alrighty, well, I'm going to get smooshed. Oh, my goodness. Y'all have made my day so much brighter. Henry's probably going, why aren't you getting off of there? Because I'm having fun. I'll get this bound together here in just a little bit. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's inspired you to make something fun, do some creativity. We're all creative. I wholly can believe that we can all be creative. It may not be what you think is creative, but really it is. You've got to embrace yourself, what you can do in life, And remember, there are others out there that are having bad days or having bad weeks, bad years. There was a flash flooding in Texas just south of us, and there were many lives lost in the flash flood. Do pay attention to weather in your area. Me being in Oklahoma, we're always weather aware because of tornadoes. So depending on where you live, try to be weather aware, because if your area is prone to flooding, you might ought to know that before you get out, or you may have to get out because your place could flood. What else? Be kind to others. You never know what they're going through, and it could be that your smile, your thank you, being loving to someone else helps them be happier in that day and possibly kinder to someone else. And thank you again for your donations. Y'all amaze me. Thank you so very much. Y'all have an amazing week. I'll make a decision, red and black, sewing, white and soft colors, or sunflowers. And I may do sewing or white and soft colors. I may kind of look to see, and I think red and black is going to be in the future. I think that's a possibility. Alrighty. Y'all have an amazing, amazing day. Oh, I'm so sorry you got stuck in the storm. I hope you're doing well. You don't like leaving your pile. I understand. I understand. Y'all have an amazing week. Lots of love to each and every one of you. Take care, everybody. Bye.